breaking news on TikTok. A federal judge has just stepped into the middle of the Trump-TikTok battle. Federal judge ordering the Trump administration to either postpone its Sunday night ban deadline of the wildly popular Chinese-owned social media app or get to court this weekend to defend its threat to prohibit downloads unless it is sold to a U.S. technology company. TikTok had filed a preliminary injunction trying to block this ban and, from its standpoint, keep teenagers dancing and juking across the country. But after last week's report that President Trump would approve a deal where Oracle and Walmart would get just 20% of the company, while ByteDance would hold on to 80%, including the all-important algorithm, a group of Republican senators, including Marco Rubio, Tom Tillis, John Cornyn, Rick Scott, Dan Sullivan, and our next guest, yes, they sent President Trump a letter saying that partial sale structure, as it stands now between Oracle, Walmart, and TikTok, is unacceptable. Joining us now on a Fox Business exclusive is Republican Senator from Mississippi, Roger Wicker. First, Senator, your reaction to the news that a federal judge has now jumped into the thick of this situation.
Well, my reaction to the news is that this is why I watch Fox Business, to find up-to-the-date information. This is something that's absolutely new to me. I did not know about the federal judge's decision until I heard it from your very own lips.
Well, let me just clarify then. We appreciate you coming on to give us this reaction. But in essence, a judge says that they have until tomorrow, that the Trump administration has until tomorrow afternoon to defend its decision and get into court, which would mean over the weekend, about the ban. The ban is set to begin at 11:59 p.m. Eastern time. That's what the president had pushed it out to. It was supposed to be last week. Let's get to the structure, because President Trump had spoken about Oracle and Walmart taking a partnership. I really can't call it buying because, and we can put this structure up on the screen, 20% for those two companies, where ByteDance, which is the owner of TikTok, would still control about 80% of it, including the algorithm. You didn't like that structure. What's wrong with it? Well,
let me say, it looks like lawyers are going to have a busy weekend and have a little time and a half maybe. But yeah, here's the problem, and I have confidence in the president on this. This communist Chinese corporation is absolutely under the control and under the thumb of the Communist Party of China, and we don't need to give them any ability to get the data of American consumers. And that's the crux of our letter. And actually, I think the president was very receptive to what we said. I think he's rethinking it. And when the deal finally comes out and gets consummated, there will be a lot more firewalls and preventions of the Chinese Communist Party getting the data of American citizens.
You just said that you had confidence in President Trump's decision-making on this issue. He has, I mean, it's out there. He signed 2 executive orders, one on August 6th, one on August 14th, being very clear that it had to be a sale to a U.S. tech company. And yet, then he started to say, when he heard even about the structure that you and your fellow senators have decried, this partial sale or partnership with Oracle and Walmart, he said it looked like he was going to look at it and it could get done pretty quickly. Then you sent the letter, and yes, you say that he is responding to this, but you know, why do you trust the judgment at this point when even after his executive orders, he was thinking it was okay?
Well, the president listens to reason, and honestly, you have some of the leading experts from the Senate Intelligence Committee. I'm chairman of the Commerce Committee, which is very interested in this issue. But when Marco Rubio, chairman of the Intel Committee, said there are problems with this, certainly Donald Trump listens to that. And my feeling is that this is all being reworked and rethought out in the White House. And in the end, the product that we have, the solution that we have, will protect Americans. And if it doesn't, we'll speak out about it.
You talked about the committees that you sit on. You do sit on the Senate Committee for Commerce, Science, and Transportation. That's squarely in your bailiwick here, this discussion. What evidence, if any, have you been presented with that indicates that TikTok is giving its data that it collects on Americans here in the U.S. to Beijing, to the government of China?
Because it is a requirement of the Chinese government that every technology company in China must turn over data to the Chinese Communist Party. That is true for any corporation that is doing business in China, and it's true for this one that deals with TikTok, without exception. There's no question about it.
The president is actually speaking right now, and I want to give you this breaking news. Sorry to throw all this news on you, but he's making headlines. We don't have the tape yet, but he said, regarding TikTok, safety is the dominant issue here. That probably calms you, I'm sure, a bit, as you're very concerned about that. But talk to me specifically about the algorithm. ByteDance says it's going to keep that algorithm, and now the Chinese government has put in new, I guess it's orders, because it was a couple of Fridays ago that it came out and said, you know what, no, any development like that algorithm that TikTok has, where it's customizing consumers' appreciation and behavior, has to stay if it was developed in China on Chinese ground. Would that be a deal breaker for you?
We're going to listen to the top technological experts in the administration and in the U.S. government, and we're going to be guided by them. Of course, I'm a generalist, and I'm not anywhere near a scientist, but we know who to look to. And let me just assure you, we will, unless we are assured by the experts that deal in this day in and day out, then we'll continue to raise concerns. I really think the president is going to come down on the right side of this issue.
Which would be to ban it if it isn't outright sold to Larry Ellison and Oracle?
That would give me a lot of comfort, or a deal like that, yes.
If you know any young folks, they might be a little upset with you. I know my daughter is not going to be happy. She's like, Mom, stop talking about it. I want to keep TikTok. But we appreciate you coming on, Senator. Thank you very much for rolling with the breaking news punches. It's a pleasure to have you on
Thanks for that
Fox
breaking
Business.
news flash. Appreciate it.